This is AFTV VIP, the official web app with members-only content, has no ads and a live in-game match center. The bias predictor, it has daily polls and the AFTV 11 selector. Just one click away.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching from. Welcome to the AFTV Daily News Show with myself, Cecil G, and we have James B, as always, with us. How are you, James?
Very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. My eyes are a bit red. I think I don't know. I'm feeling a bit tired, but it's okay.
You feeling all right? Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. The sun is in front of me, blinding outside, but the snow is still there.
Fair enough. I'm in a dark cave with lights.
Yeah. A man cave with coloured lights.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, no, all's good though. Otherwise, I've got Sean here saying James probably can't find his glasses. I've got them here. They glare, they reflect, right? So I don't wear them.
So you got glasses. I've got glass-eyed. We've got stones. So this is that. Mine's just red, and that's it, guys. Jeez Louise. But yeah, no, we're all good. I know the Saliba thing's still running around. I don't know if anyone saw the AFTV Instagram. Robbie's trying to make me do an interview like I'm living Saliba. Hasn't stopped. Also, we've got Luiz this Sunday as well. I know we're just gonna throw some topics. I'm looking forward to that. How you feeling about that, James, as well? Feeling confident?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm normally excited for Arsenal games. I'm not that excited for this one. We desperately need a win. And I think because there's that weight of pressure. You know, the term that gets thrown around a lot is it's a must win. That gets thrown around a lot.
All the time.
And the reality is that unless our season is over and Arteta gets sacked, then it's not actually a must win. But we're very close to that line. I almost feel like if we lose to Leeds, then Arteta is sort of going down that hole again. And that's, I think, what makes this as crucial a match as he's ever had. But the Europa League ties, I mean, they're crucial.
Definitely. Right. Now,
sorry, can we speak about the Europa League ties? Right, sorry. I've had a moment, right?
Go, Jim.
Yeah. Sorry. Because I said it, and then I thought, hold on. Because yesterday, by the way, we're really sorry we couldn't do a show yesterday. Lots going on at AFTV, so we couldn't do the news show yesterday or in the evening. But So this is where we would have spoken about it, hence we're not talking about it today. But yesterday's news, the big news was that Arsenal's Europa League ties against Benfica have been moved to Olympiacos, Greece. Yes, I believe that's right. And that's our home tie. And then Rome as our away tie for Benfica.
Oh, wow.
So I just want to ask, what is the point? What is the point?
There's an agenda. I'm telling you.
No. Hold on.
The conspiracies.
For Benfica too, what is the point in this? And any other club that's having to go through this on the European stage, right?
Why
Just a reminder.
Sorry, why have they changed it? Please inform me, because I'm new to hearing this as well.
Because of UK government restrictions in terms of who can come in and out the country. We can't host Benfica, I believe is what's happening. So the ties have had to be moved to neutral venues for each club, where you're basically you're loaned a home stadium for the day. And we then have to pay something like £44,000 or something to Benfica as compensation for the fixture change. 44, maybe 400,000, something like that. It's got a 4 in it. So anyway, I'll double check all the figures. But this is massively off topic, by the way. Actually, I wish this had popped to me earlier. But obviously, the big talk is Ramsey, so I won't delve into this for too long. But basically, what's happened is each team has been given a new home stadium across Europe, and then the ties go on as planned. Just a reminder to everyone: there's a global pandemic, right? The environment. Not great, really. And what was the third thing? Oh, players and their fixture schedule is just nuts. It's just absolutely nuts. The amount of football they're playing.
So they want us to trap. So they want to add on to the long list by making us travel out hotel.
Why not just give us one neutral venue, one match, get it done, move on?
Yeah.
Players right now don't need the extra game. They don't need the extra travel. We saw with the international breaks like how terrible that was for players, you know, catching COVID and the what's the word? The exposure they had through sheer traveling. And then the third thing was what I say, the schedule, the travel. Oh, it's just not great for the environment, is it? It doesn't, you don't need to be flying across Europe twice for a game that can be just done once.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I wanted to say on that. Yeah, Danger Close here says TV rights, man. It's right, you know, it's broadcast money. Absolutely. That's the problem. Billy says I think it should be one game, not two legs. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, just wanted to, sorry, it popped in my head at the beginning. And I was like, actually, we have to address this because it's mental. It's absolutely mental.
No, James, thank you. I didn't actually know that was the case. That's actually ridiculous. But that TV rights thing rings very true to me. Football is a big business, so it makes sense to me why they're trying to do this over two legs. It just doesn't make sense to me why they have it in two different venues. That is stupidness. And the excuses they've given out don't wash with me at all. It's complete lies. Because like you said, it's more exhausting for a player to have to travel to different places, set up in a hotel and whatnot, like, and then prepare. That is interesting.
Mental, but it's happened anyway.
All right,
so we've been linked with Ramsey.
Yeah, let's do the Ramsey. Right, people. I've got a few questions here actually for Ramsey as well. Actually, for you, James, actually, because I know you're a massive fan of Ramsey. The position.
Am I?
Oh, are you?
What makes you say I'm a massive fan of Ramsey?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you really, when we spoke about him previously, you really liked him, of like the midfielders and from Arsenal. I thought you were a big. Okay. Well, we can delve into that and find out what you think of him. Will you be happy? Okay. Would you be happy if he returns? And everyone else in the comments?
No, I wouldn't be.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, hold on. I think in fairness, to be fair, when we've spoken about Ramsey in the past, I've always been very complimentary of the midfielders that Wenger had. You know, the creativity, goals from midfield that Ramsey brought, players like Cazorla, Ozil, Fabregas, Wilshere, Hleb, Rosicky, all them. Like Ramsey wasn't as much of a technician as them, but he was a very, very good midfielder nonetheless in terms of the goals he scored, the energy. So you're right. I'll sort of wind you up there. I do like Ramsey, but the reason I'm apprehensive to go down this I love Ramsey route is I don't love him like others love him. If that makes sense.
Bale 2.0, people are saying. Twisted.
Maybe.
If he come back, imagine.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, before we get into the story, okay, I understand. I know someone you mentioned one of the guys you really loved then was the Wilshere. I mean,
I love Jack Wilshere. Love him.
Would you take him back?
I would have done before. But that would have been a purely biased love for Wilshere thing. You know, I can't sit here and say I would take Wilshere back, but I wouldn't take Ramsey from a logical footballing perspective. When one's more injury prone, the other's not done it at the highest level for a while. So yeah, exactly. But oh, look at this. Sorry, I just need to bring this up.
Go on.
I don't think I did vote to sell.
Guys, how much of a violation is that? My co-presenters, with me not even in the stream, right, are voting to get me out. Yeah. Do I look like Cronky? Do I look like him? You look like an absolute piss. Trying to treat me like a Bitcoin sell.
He made me put my hand up and swear to the heavens that I'd answer this honestly. Listen,
this guy, this guy, I swear to God. Robbie, if you're watching this, I'll tell you about sell or keep. What happens when you come to the office? Yeah, be burnt down. All right, cool. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. Oh, here we go. It's started now. Here we go.
Don't stand for it, James. It's turning on everyone.
I know, isn't it? I've got the Cecil out, so now they come. Don't stand for James. I know he is. Oh. James is getting very comfortable. Glasses on.
I just listen. I am going to war with Charlene though, and that is absolutely still happening.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Anyway. We digress. This is the story. I'm just going to bring up here. I've got it on my phone. Linked with Aaron Ramsey. If I just find it here. Basically, according to a Juventus page, okay, my mum's Italian, so I tend to pronounce things in the Italian accent because I'm used to getting slapped if I don't. I know everyone's. I'm gonna because it's that kind of thing you do, and then people look at you like, "Oh, all right." I'm like, "No, that's how you say it." So this was so via the website Caught Offside, which is a English-based publication, I believe. Tutto Juve, that's how you pronounce it, or Tutto Juve, as you guys would say, claim that Arteta wants to make a surprise transfer swoop by bringing Ramsey back to the Emirates Stadium. And he's quite happy at Juve apparently, but Arteta are looking at him. I've got to be honest, I know this sort of rumor excites a lot of people. It doesn't really excite me. How do you feel about it? There's very little in that rumor, by the way. Arteta's interested. It's a very easy rumor to
conjure up a story about. Yeah, I'm not blowing. I'm not massively excited by if he does decide to return. Where would he fit straight in? Is the question, or does he become a squad player? I think I don't think he's even part of Arteta's plan, if I'm completely honest. If you really look at the team and how they're moving and going forward, I wouldn't say Ramsey slots in to completely take us to the next level, in my opinion, at all. But I mean, I don't know. I thought he was a good player when he was at Arsenal. So he's, I would say he's more box to box. He definitely was box to box. Some people are saying he could play more of attacking midfield, but I think he was definitely a box to box. A lot of energy, does pop up with goals. But some would say, do not gun me for this. Some would say Willett could do that. Not to now. Listen, there's no comparison there, but we had someone who had that sort of ability, but he's now obviously at Newcastle. Do not come for me. I know it's going to happen.
I think you're spot on. So, in terms of whether he fits what Arteta looks like he's trying to do now, no, I don't think he does. I think you're right. He was more box to box. He was more of a runner, and he was more of a energy, high press, tackled. But he was skillful enough, and he scored goals. He absolutely scored goals. What I would say though is that people's memories are short. He ended his Arsenal career very well, the way he was playing under Emery and stuff, but people forget that in 11 years of football, and granted, he had injuries, right? He had injuries, and that must be so difficult.
Yeah, he did.
Out of those 11 years, so was it 11 years?
I think it was. Sorry. I think it was. I checked. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 11 years, right? I think we got, maybe this is harsh, maybe 2.5 years.
It's not harsh.
Of a really good Aaron Ramsey.
It's not harsh.
And that's the thing. I think people his passion, amazing. His attitude, superb. His love, the way he trolled Spurs fans when he scored at Wembley, and he said, "This is my pitch," and the way he trolled Eric Dyer on his story, and he did things, and he scored big goals that made you love him. Right? He won us 2 FA Cups. His winning goals are the reason we have 14 FA Cups, not 12. Right? He absolutely cemented his kind of legacy at Arsenal, and he should be remembered as a wonderful footballer who scored some really crucial goals, and we love him, right? But some saying he's a club legend. He's not a club legend. Some saying that, he was this amazing midfielder, that he had an impact like Gerrard had. I mean, maybe not they're saying quite that level, but the way they talk about him, you'd think that that's kind of the comparison, and it's just not. He was never at that level. In fact, he was often quite clumsy on the ball. He often didn't. He gave possession away. I don't know. I just don't forget the age, right?
So I think it was 7 years. It might have been 7 years, not 11. But it might be 7. It might be 11. But anyway, all I know
it wasn't that long. I think he joined in 2008.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Well, what you're saying there, though, he did give away the ball quite a lot. His numbers never really reached over 10 goals in a season, in my opinion. You there? Yeah, cool. Never reached over 10 goals in a season. He was more of a midfielder, but he never crossed that bracket. Even don't think he even got 10 assists.
I think in one season it did. I think in one season he did score
in the league
10 goals. Huh?
In the league, in the league. I was looking.
in the league alone. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, in cups, with cups, yeah, definitely. But
so he was with us for 11 years. He was with us for 11 years, right? But you touched on something interesting there, which is he's remembered as this goal scoring midfielder. He was a midfielder that had purple patches in which he scored a lot of goals. He also went a lot of time without scoring many goals. You know, he wasn't always this goal scoring, all action midfielder. I'm not here to like butcher the guy and
yeah, people are saying he got an agenda.
Oh my god, I can't criticize someone. It's the first time I've ever spoken about Aaron Ramsey on AFTV. Aaron Ramsey was a very good footballer who cared, and he led this team at times through his performances and his energy, his attitude. I don't question that. But forget the age, because the age is not the right profile. The money he's on, the wages, all that, it doesn't fit into what Arsenal are trying to do right now and what we're trying to move away from. Yeah. So for those reasons alone, you don't get him. In terms of footballing style, I don't think he fits what Arteta wants as a midfielder. So move on from that as well. The last thing you're left with is purely, well, do you think he's good enough? And he probably is. Well, actually, the way we are in midfield right now, he is good enough to start in this midfield. But ultimately, he's not what I want to end up with at the end. I just don't.
James, I would say, sorry, cut you. He slots in, but he doesn't take us to the next level. He doesn't push us to win.
Maybe he does. Maybe he closes the gap on top four. I mean, let's not forget when he was in midfield under Emery, he got injured, and we probably would have got top four under Emery if Ramsey hadn't got injured. And he scored big goals in the Europa League and everything. You know, I want to give him his credit. You know, Ramsey, very likable. Loved him for what he did. Have nothing against him as a person. You know, I loved Ramsey, but as a footballer, I was left wanting more. And to put it this way, I don't think he was better than Ozil. I don't think he was better than Cazorla. I don't think he was better than Wilshere at his best, but we know what happened with Wilshere. So I don't know. People in the comment section might hate me about it. I get accused of being on the fence too much, but you can't today.
VD, thank you for your super chat. That was what you said in that, literally spot on. Saying that why we need to bring him back in, it's a distraction. He's right. Arteta at the moment he's making the team play a certain way, and it seems like things are improving. Sorry, but I think bringing in Ramsey is not gonna do anything. It will be more of a distraction. And people are saying same with the Bale. Someone says Bale 2.0. Taylor says he could be a Bale, which also I agree with.
Someone here said, Billy here said, you can't compare Ramsey to Ozil. Now, I agree, but I'd like to know which side you fall on there. Do you mean because Ramsey was so much better or because Ozil was so much better? Because I'm telling you, you'll have people who argue either way. No, I think you can't compare Ramsey to Ozil because Ozil was world-class, another level. Yeah. Ramsey, for me, wasn't as good. And by the way, you know, people just need to just take a step back and realize what we're answering here. If this was a show, a trip down memory lane, how much did you like Aaron Ramsey? I'd be waxing lyrical about him. Oh, he scored some great goals. His attitude was spot on. I'd be saying all these great stuff about him, but we're not. We're here to talk about the fact that he's been linked with a move back to Arsenal. How was his time here, and would you take him? No, I wouldn't. That's what we're here to answer. I'm not here to, spout the things I love about Ramsey. I'm here to talk about whether I would want him at Arsenal, and I don't right now.
Well, that's fair.
Personally.
That's complete fair comment. But you said, okay, so you wouldn't have him at Arsenal. Who would you have? And that's the next question. Who would you what do we need in summer? Everyone watching in the next window, the summer transfer window, what do we need? Who comes in? On top of that, someone said, how old is Ramsey? I think I saw a comment. He's 30 years old. Yeah, spot on. 30 years old. So yeah, but let's go to the following subject then, James. Sorry, I was going to read some more comments as well before we move on. Austin says,
some great comments actually. Just before we touch on that, there are some great comments actually. People asking, this is the problem, that the comments fly by.
They move so fast.
Yeah. Someone asked, if I find it, I'll pop it up. The question was, was forget who's better. Did Ramsey do more for Arsenal than Ozil? I would say yes, he did. Despite me thinking Ozil was a better player and delivered more better performances, I think the magnitude of the winners in 2 FA Cup finals can't be understated. Regardless, I mean, you do that, you're an Arsenal folklore, right? I can't. I've got to be balanced. I've got to be real here. Those are 2 crucial moments in the club's history. And I'm not sure Ozil... Well, I know Ozil doesn't have moments like that to look back on,
Ramsey is the Welsh Fernandes. I like that. That did make me giggle. All right, cool. Right, I'm going to go to, who we bringing in? I see people...
Right, so what do we need?
What do we need? I know Robbie is a massive fan of Aouar, and so was I actually. And I still am. I still wouldn't be angry if Arsenal bring in Aouar. But do you think by summer, everyone listening and James as well, do you think the people that we need will change? We can definitely say we need a fullback as well. That's been added. People are saying a Basuma sort of midfielder as well, like a CDM now. What's your thoughts, James? I want to know what positions do we need filling?
Yeah, the club needs more work this summer than perhaps we originally thought. And it's going to range from anything between 2 signings to 5. So, if you just go through the positions, right? Goalkeeper, well, we need a backup permanently. So I think Matt Ryan will sign permanently. I think if he's not number 1 at Brighton, he'll say, well, I may as well go and play cup football at Arsenal, step in when Leno will have some time out. That happens. And if we get Europa League, he probably will. Well, he almost definitely will play those games. So I think Ryan will sign. He'll think it's probably a smart move for him. Right back. Well, I think we all agree we need an upgrade at right back, especially because he doesn't seem to fancy Cedric as the first choice, which is a shame. And if it was Cedric as first choice for the next year because we want to allocate funds somewhere else, I'd be okay with that. I'd say, well, let's wait on right back then. It's not as urgent. But no, he doesn't seem to feel that way. So we need a new right back. That's 2 positions, right? Then we've said we've heard rumours that he wants a right-sided centre back still.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Journo saying that despite what's going on, I think it was the Athletic said, despite what's going on with William Saliba and the fact that he's doing well at Nice, Arsenal still want a right-sided centre back. But we have.
Do you think we need that? Because I don't.
No. If I see Arsenal spend £30 million or anything more than 10, 15 million pounds on another right-sided centre back this summer, I will lose it. Because you've got William Saliba, and sometimes you've got to butt heads, sort it out, and just say, right, whatever's gone on, you're talented. We need a right-sided centre back. Let's just work this out. Because he's clearly talented, right? He's clearly talented. So you find a way to make it work. It's a £27 million investment. So right-sided. So I'm going to say we don't need a right-sided centre back, but they probably think they do. But I'm going to say we don't. Yeah. Backup left back. So the moment we've said a right back and 2 backups. That's three signings already.
Yeah, that's true. We do need. I didn't think we needed this much, but we do.
Yeah, move into midfield. I think we need a central midfielder. Either you're looking at someone who's backup to Partey or someone who's a partner to Partey. What I mean by that, if you got in like Yves Bissouma from Brighton, I'm only saying that because I know a lot of people want him. If you got Bissouma, what you've got is someone who can play next to Partey, but when Partey's injured, can do Partey's role next to a Xhaka, who I assume will still be around. Do you know what I mean? If Ceballos goes, you need to replace that with some depth. There's a lot to do, and then
there is really is.
10, because Odegaard's not a permanent. So do you make Odegaard a permanent?
Well, yeah, I reckon they will. Yeah, I think they'll make a move in making it a permanent for Odegaard. But then again, I still think we need someone either to partner Partey or a backup for Partey. So yeah, I think the Basuma is the right move. But then if we get Odegaard, do we get Aouar? No, it doesn't really make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense to get a credit.
And I would argue we need an Aouar more than we need a Basuma. We need someone who can control from deep, someone who can get on the ball and knock it about and set the tempo of a game and control our attacking flair and pace. And
I disagree. Interesting. Yeah, okay, I disagree. I think with Partey, you kind of have that. And if you've got Emile Smith-Rowe and Odegaard in that creative 10 role, it kind of...
I'm not sure Partey does that as much. I think Partey can. I'd like to see... like.
I think if you bring in a Basuma next to him, it allows him to give more... It allows him to open up a bit more to do his box-to-box role instead of just his sitting deep role. I think, he has too much pressure and stress with Xhaka and thinking, boy, if I'm not doing my defensive duties, Xhaka is not going to keep us safe. So I think once there's someone next to Partey, I think he might be like, oh, okay, cool, I can do the stuff that you want from who you want to bring in.
That's true. That's a fair point. But then we move into the forwards, so your wingers and up front. Now, I'm just going to say, I know you. Well, I won't put words in your mouth, so you'll let me know. But the winger situation looked iffy at first because players were struggling. But I think since then, Saka's proven he can do it right and left. Yeah. Martinelli, we know the talent he's got. Yeah. Pepe started to play well and is doing really well on the left, so that encourages me. Yeah. And then you've got, Willian. He's still there. Let's be honest. So we've got to find a way to get something out of him. Smith-Rowe can play left. Odegaard can play right if he stays. I think we're covered enough.
Yeah.
Aubameyang can play on the left.
You was going to say putting words in my mouth. You was going to say, like, yeah, I said we needed a right side.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I did. I was.
But it was a few weeks ago, so you might have changed your mind.
Yeah, it's now looking a bit more healthier in those positions, but no, I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, I'm happy for now, but to see if these players keep their form. But yeah, I'm happy for now. We don't need a right or left-sided, but do we need a striker?
Right. And what about up front?
Here we go. This is the big talking topic.
Do you know, this is where I kind of hate football sometimes.
Dan James, careful what you say here, James. I know where you're going as well.
This is why I hate football, right? Lacazette, on his performances this season, when you compare him to the rest of the team, is he the one we desperately need to upgrade on? No, I don't think he's the one we desperately need to upgrade on. I think there's other positions that are much more essential. But the problem is he's 29, 30 years old. He's got 1 year left on his contract after this summer. Mm-hmm. So his situation and everything, the context around Lacazette, makes you realize that a decision needs to be made on him. So I don't know. I think realistically you sell. I think you sell to, a European club if you can. And you bring in, I don't know, Odsonne Edouard from Celtic, Ivan Toney from Brentford. I know people say Calvert-Lewin, but why would he leave Everton right now? It's he's absolutely killing it there, and they're on the up. So I don't think you get a Calvert-Lewin, as great as that would be.
What about Watkins? People are saying Watkins as well.
Watkins maybe, but again, is he going to leave after just 1 year at Villa? And if he does, you're paying big money because he's a young English player who's only a year into his contract. You're paying big money, and what I want Arsenal to get away from is stupid spending. I don't want to be committing, more than 40 million on a striker, really, because there are options available that are good options. Lawrence here says Ivan Toney. Toney's a good player at Brentford. He's killing it. I see 23 goals in 28 games or something, 6 assists. He's absolutely storming it. So
yeah, a lot of people, James, are saying Martinelli's the only striker we have. That's very interesting.
Or you bring in a winger and you use Martinelli and Aubameyang as your strikers for the season, with Balogun getting promoted.
I wouldn't even be angry at that. Would it take us to the next level? Could be in question. As in, would it really get us?
It's got potential.
Top 4, but it has been. Yeah, like you said, yeah, like right there, it has potential. I wouldn't be too angry at that. It's unlikely to happen. I think because the Balogun situation is a bit of a messy one. But I'm really intrigued to see who we bring in as striker. I know this is not confirmed that we're going to be bringing someone in, but I know Robbie wanted Haaland. He did say it. He said if the club really back him and the board, they should be spending the big money for Haaland. But again, I think that's very unlikely with the board we have. But I don't know. We do need a striker. It's just what sort of striker? We all know Robbie wants a big, ugly, that gets his head on it, can bully defenders sort of striker. But they're hard to come by that are young and just I don't know, at Premier League top flight level. If I'm honest, like the top of the league level, they're hard to come about. And if you find them, they're very expensive. So yeah.
True. Bert asks, James, would you take Aguero on a free if he gets fit? That's a good question. You would?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm. How long has he got left in the game? Shall we? Actually, no. Do you know what? That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
He's like 33 now.
Well, it's irrelevant. Cavani, what? Come on.
Yeah. Do you know what? Cavani, for every Petr Cech and Willian, and I'm not going to put David Luiz in that category because I think David Luiz has done well for us. But for every Petr Cech and Willian, there is a Cavani.
Yeah.
And actually, people forget that Samuel Eto'o did quite well when he came at 33 to Chelsea.
Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Back to United.
So actually, I think Martin's question is, if we'd not wasted so much money on players coming to the end of their careers who have proven not to be good enough, I would be saying, yeah, go get Aguero, chance it. But we've taken this chance too many times now.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll still be on 200k a week plus. He'll still want a minimum 2 years because he could probably go to Argentina, River Plate, Boca Juniors, or any across Europe, Serie A, AC Milan, and get that wage and deliver that wage-worthy performance, right? Because he'll kind of maybe be more suited to that league by that point. It will be more. And I'm not trying to sit here and go, oh, but the Premier League's faster, so you can't cope. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to say it's very clear that Guardiola's not using him a lot because he's had injury problems, and when he has been fit, he's not really been at it. He's slowing pace to the Premier League, which is he's been amazing. Do you remember he didn't need any adaptation time, did he? Bam, he was straight in on his debut. He was unbelievable.
He dominated.
Yeah. Honestly. But I think he can go to another league and continue playing very, very well and give someone those performances. And yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I mean, look at Luis Suarez. He's gone to Atletico and is absolutely killing it. So
yeah, that's when it comes down to it. I think the wages is a pain. Yeah, you can come in on a free, but you're right. He would demand such high wages that it just becomes a bit more of a problem. But when it comes to ability, would I take him if the wages weren't a problem? Yeah, even if he's not even a leading striker, I think he's such an intelligent striker, and I still believe when he's fit, he can be a massive problem up front. But
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's difficult. It is because I don't know what strikers, and I'm a striker. What do we definitely need one, but what sort of striker?
Aguero's the right profile. Aguero's the profile of striker I really like.
Yeah, I agree. I think Robbie would disagree with us, but I agree because he wants.
I think Robbie would agree. Would agree. Yeah.
Okay. I think he would want to. Yeah, he's always wants this Andy Carroll sort of striker, but I suppose Aguero. You can't
really... He doesn't. He wanted him as a backup.
I'm trying to get him back.
You're not gonna start a little war. He wanted a backup. I get it, and I want that too. I want a backup who you can bring on and can give you a different dimension. But as your starting striker, Lacazette's almost the right profile. We just need a younger version of Lacazette.
Facts.
A younger with more years on his contract.
A bit more tenacious.
Playing his best football, Lacazette. You know?
Would you take Suarez, James?
No. I don't know.
I think that's
sometimes a lot of this comes down to what have you spent your money on? You know, what if we spent 80, 90 million in the market on a bunch of players that have upgraded our squad, but we just need someone to be our striker for a year and do a job, then yeah, Aguero probably fits the bill. God, I'm talking about Aguero and saying fits the bill.
I know.
But we've got to remember, we've not seen the best Aguero for a year or two now.
Agreed. Right.
Yeah.
Everyone watching. Oh, about to wrap up the show, but does Luiz deserve a new deal?
Well, it was just the last question I thought we'd quickly end on, because seeing just some people talking about it recently.
This is interesting.
Looking at, David Luiz and, whether he deserves an extra year, basically a year extension. Now, I'll keep it really quick.
Go on.
Does he deserve one?
Say yeah. You're going to say no.
I think he probably does because of the cup performances this season. I think he's been solid. But does that mean I would do it? Probably. I know everyone's saying no. Probably no for me. I wouldn't give it to him because I think we're very covered in that position, and it's time to start blooding these younger players through and giving them the responsibility, right? And if they make mistakes, they make mistakes and learn. But Luiz, as much as I've vouched for him this season, he still makes mistakes, right? His fault or not, it seems to always be David Luiz, So I'm ready to move him on. And also I think Pablo Mari's proven to be an experienced leader who can step in and be like a calmer version of Luiz, basically. Good on the ball, all that. So, yeah. What about you?
I would say, do you know what? It's very split. So this is a great question, James, that you put to end the show. It's a great question and is a very split from what I'm seeing in the comments. I would say a year extension, I'd be happy with. I think I'd say yes. I may get a bit of stick for it, but I think yes. I think he does. I think in the changing room, I think he's a big vocal character.
Some people are saying they would.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I'd say a year definitely, no more than a year because he's 33 now, and I wouldn't give him longer than that. I think he's slowly coming towards the end of his career. But the presence he has within the change room, the sort of leader he is, what I believe he probably does for the players, what we don't see in the change room, I think.
Very true.
I think he's a leader, and he likes to take a lot of stick. Like he's happy to be the guy to take all the smoke when things are going wrong. So, and in my opinion, as a manager and in a team, you want that. So a year extension, I wouldn't be angry at for David Luiz, but nothing more than that, unfortunately. But
very true. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
We will see. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for your comments and getting involved in today's daily news show. We will be back. Very soon. Stay tuned as well for some special content coming out from AFTV for Valentine's Day. Stay tuned for that. And thank you for being with us this morning. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'm going to leave you today, actually, with the Don Robbie YouTube channel promo. I'm sure you've seen it before, but I love watching it. So
it is great. It is good. I love it.
Take care, everyone.
Come in. You ready?
Ready? I was born ready. Come on, G. Let's do it.